Hey, it's Ariam, and this is my January 2026 TBR, aka all the books I want to read in January of 2026. So this video is going to be a little different if you've seen my other TBRs, just because I'm changing up the way I set TBRs for this, for the time being. If I decide I don't like it, I'll go back to do something else. But as usual, we do start with the books I'm already reading. So I'm currently reading The Wise Men of Chillum and Their Merry Tales by Solomon Simon. This is just a collection of Chillum tales. If you don't know, Chillum tales are a type of Jewish folktale about very silly people from a very silly town called Chillum. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm loving it. But yeah, that's all there is really to say about it. I'm also currently reading Heretics Anonymous, but I started that on January 1st, so I'm going to talk about that a bit later. Next, I want to talk about the books I have to read for school. So first I have to read The Golem by Gustav Meyrink. So this is about. Okay, the back does not say what it's about. Why do Hebrew books do that so often? They will not tell you what it's actually about, but it's about a golem in Prague. It's actually originally published in German, I think. Der Golem. Anyways, that is it. Then, also for school, I need to read a trilogy of plays by H. Livebeak, I guess you would say his last name. So the first one is The Golem, the second one is The Golem's Dream, or The Dream About the Golem. I haven't read the play yet, so I don't know. I'm translating these titles, obviously. And the last one is The Chains of the Messiah. Okay. And now we'll get into the rest of the books I want to read in January. So we'll start with Heretics Anonymous, which, as I said, I started yesterday on January 1st. Today is January 2nd. I'm 130, no, more. I just read a few more pages. 130-something pages into it. So that is by Katie Henry, and it's a book about a bunch of teenagers in a Catholic school who are not Catholic, and they kind of rebel against the school. Then I also want to read All Out, Stories of Queen Teens Through the Ages by edited by Sandra Mitchell. It's pretty obvious what it is. From there, it's a YA queer history, historical fiction collection. I mean, anthology, not collection. I'm sorry. I also want to read City of the Plague God by Sarwat Chada. So, City of the Plague God is a Rick Riordan imprint, a middle grade book inspired by Mesopotamian mythology, specifically from the Epic of Gilgamesh. So we have our 13-year-old main character, Sick, who just wants a simple life, but it turns out he's immortal. I don't know if I'll enjoy it or not, but we'll see. Hopefully I will. This is generally a kind of book that I do like. Then, speaking of cities, I also want to read City of the Jinns by William Dalrymple, which is a travel book in somewhere in Delhi. Then I want to read That Self-Same Metal by Brittany Ann Williams. So this is a historical fantasy. In 1590s London, we have our main character who has a family gift where they're able to detect the Fae. And our main character kind of stabs a Fae, and so she now has to deal with that. Sounds very fun. Then I want to read a picture book, Inky's Amazing Escape by Cy Montgomery, which is about an octopus who escapes from an aquarium, and it's based on a true story. And I also want to read Ironcast by Destiny Soria. So this is another historical fantasy, but different time and place. This happens during Prohibition Boston, and our main characters can do magic, but they're stuck doing it for a gangster. Okay, so those are the books I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to read in January. Now, then there are the books I want to read in January, but I do not think I'm going to be able to. Specifically, The Three Musketeers by Alexandre Dumas. There's a Goodreads group I'm in that is reading it, and I would really like to read it, especially because I love The Count of Monte Cristo so much, and I actually recently reread it. However, it would be a physical book for me, and I have my school books as physical books that I need to read, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to it.